lives. So we'll get into that more later on another episode. So today we're going to talk about pistons, bore, ring gap, this kind of thing. What we have is our pistons back from the machine shop. And what we got here is the jugs. They were originally a standard bore, which was 3.498. And as you can see on our piston here, we brought them out 10 thousandths, which now brings them to a 4.508 bore. The reason why we did that is because these jugs had a lot of miles on them. We didn't know if they were really concentric or not. So what we're going to do is bore them out, true them up, get them all cleaned up inside there, make them good. Make sure we got a good little bit of a piston seal in here, if I can get it right. Here we go. Just gently slide them in. Amazing. All right. One of the things I want to bring up is really, really important is ring gap. Also, when you're doing this, make sure you put a little thin coat of oil inside your jugs and around your pistons. That'll help. But back to this ring gap thing. When you go and you bore these out, some kits you'll get, and when you bore them out, they'll give you a 3507 ring. Well, this 3507 ring is for a standard bore, which is, that's right, you guessed it, 3.498. This is not going to work. Our ring gap's going to come out to be about 30 thousandths. So the ring gap you need is a X3517. Now, if you'd also notice, these boxes or these packets, the jugs or pistons, they all have numbers on them. 1 signifying this belongs to jug number 1 and piston number 1. This belonging to jug and piston number 2. And one of the things we want to bring up is when you go to do these ring gaps, there's a standard gauge set for these. But we're just going to skip on through right now. We can go to that through in the comments if you have any questions. You can just, send me a message about it. We'll discuss it. But as these ring gaps were set up according to our bore, we should have somewhere around between a 16th to a 18 thousandths on them. So I got these three set up here. We got a 17, an 18, and a 19. Now when the machine has set these up, we got our first ring is an 18 thousandths, our second ring is a 20 thousandths, and then we got the oil ring. That's a whole different story. They just overlap. So there's really no specifics, but I mean, there is a set rule for gapping them. So what we look at is they're supposed to be about 17 or 18 thousandths. We got a 17. If I put that in there, see, I got some looseness. Go over here and check her with an 18. See, right there we are. There's my gap, right? It's a little tight. It's actually probably about 17 and a half. 18's close. So I come over here and I pull up our 19, which is on the other side of me. There we go. We got our 19 thousandths. We bring that over. So there's no way that, not without twisting the ring, you see. There's no way that thing's going to go in there at all. He just kind of dips it. So we've established now that our ring gaps are 18 thousandths. Look at that. Beautiful. Can't express this enough, people. You get your rings, you get everything set up, you don't check your rings, that piston, if they're too tight, you're going to slam that piston to a sudden stop. Too loose, you're just going to blow everything out the back of the pipes, and yeah, everybody's going to beat you. So there you go. Stay tuned for this little bit of work we're going to discuss on the heads next. Everybody have a good one. Stay safe.